Think we're recording.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm Jane Dollar, the psychic advisor for Venturing Psychics. Today, we're doing a video. I wanted to refresh your memory on the video I did a long time ago about the pantry and maybe getting a couple extra cans of soup and stocking up. Well, I just want to let you know that I've recently had another video where I was in the hospital and all I wanted, I'm going to abbreviate it, all I wanted was a cup of tea. And I called my sister, and then they told me that, she told me the tea bag was too heavy to carry to the hospital. And I asked at the hospital if I could have a cup of tea, and all they would give me was hot water. So then I called Heidi from Venturing Psychics to bring me a cup of blueberry tea, and she told me she didn't know the recipe. So I told her she had to ask her sister. So that to me just shows that I translate as that things are going to get scarce. Things that we want, we're going to be denied. So you might want to go through and like reorganize your pantry and take stock of things. Um, I'm going to pass you over to Heidi, and she's going to talk a little bit more. But if you also want to view that video, it's on YouTube. You can look it up, where I talked about the vision back then about the little girl and the wheats having no top and stuff. So yeah. Let me hand you over to Heidi, and she's going to give you a few more tips. But just keep that in mind that I couldn't get a cup of tea if I wanted, and I love my tea. So
Yeah, it was amazing when Jane was talking about that tea, and I didn't know the recipe. And honestly, all you'd really needed to do was to go to your nearest Stop and Shop, Shaw's, Walmart, and grab a box of tea. But I think what Jane also wants to say with that vision is that we all need to get back to basics. I think it's important that as human beings, we really learn how to take care of ourselves again, like we used to. Uh, I mean, now the generations now they haven't grown up with a lot of what Jane and I have grown up with, since obviously different ages. So when I say we need to get back to basics, basically I'm just saying learn to do things for yourself, getting back to the earth, getting back to planting things, getting back to if you have I mean, if you are in an apartment area, so you don't have that garden that you're able to do, is there anything that you're able to do in your home? Is there garden centers that you would be able to go and, you know, have this garden in your house? So you're getting your tomatoes, your lettuce, your cucumbers, some of your basic stuff that you would also need. Canned goods, I think that we need to get back to, storing some of our cans. And in the last video, we told you about stocking up. It would also be a good time to take a look at those cans and their expiration dates, bring them down one shelf or two, and then start stocking up again so that you are not running around and thinking, I need soup. I need some chicken noodle soup, but it's scarce. Or maybe I need some beans and that's scarce. So it's all about thinking ahead, planning ahead, making those lists. And I think in the last video we said, don't make the list overwhelming. Don't overwhelm yourself. Small steps at a time. That way you're able to control it and you're not having a panic attack or stressing too much, with yourself or your partner and your family that we need to do this. Do it in steps and in increments so you're not really just overwhelming your whole household. But getting back to the basics, taking care of ourselves, that's another big thing. Getting back to, your health. Make your appointments. Keep your appointments. That's also something that we can do to, prevent it. Preventative measures is never a bad thing. I'm just going to leave it at that. Everybody can take care of themselves. And one of my biggest things is control what you can control, let go of what you can't. That makes your life so much easier. And it makes Jane's life easier and my life easier. So we've already let go of what we cannot control. We take in what we can, and we're able to, that's why we're able to get on these videos and help all of you, because we've practiced what we preach. So I'm going to let it go back over to Jane, because I think she has something else to say.
I do. I forgot to add the most important part of the vision. I wanted Heidi to make my tea in my lavender colored cup. So I told her she had to go to my house, knock on my back door. Don't know why the back door, but back door, and ask my husband for my purple cup. So she did that, and he gave her my green cup, my green tea mugs. There's certain mugs I have tea in. And Heidi said, well, that's not the lavender mug. And he said to her, that'll be lavender to her. So then Heidi shows up to me with my tea in the mug, but it's in the green mug. And I absolutely refused to drink the tea because I said to Heidi, it has to be in the lavender mug. So what that means to me is that things are not going to seem, what things seem like are not really true. What some of the big people tell you, maybe you need to take it with a grain of salt. Maybe you need to do a little bit of your own research. Things aren't going to seem what they are. I mean, someone might paint one kind of a picture and it might be something else.
Trust your instincts.
Yes.
Jane made a great point. Do your own research, follow through with it. That's also another way to calm the stress of your mind and your anxiety, is doing the research, following through with some of your answers, and, getting people on board with you just so that you can, check and do the check balances with information. Jane and I are all about keeping as much stress out of our lives as possible and controlling what we're able to control. So I like the fact that Jane had mentioned that the cups and the colors and the differences. What it seems to Jane needed her lavender cup, but she got a green one instead. So there's hidden meanings in Jane's visions that she's able to interpret, and we just need to follow through with our own instincts, and don't be afraid of your instincts.
Right. That's absolutely exactly it.
And
don't be afraid to, don't feel like you have to go through all this all alone. You don't. I mean, you have us if you need us, email us or text us or whatever you choose to do. But, kind of search out in a gentle way other people that feel the same way you do. I'm not saying, make a compound or a commune or anything. I'm just saying, sometimes it's nice just to have, I have Heidi talk about this stuff. Like I was just telling her about what's going to happen at the end of December, with butter. I'm supposed to get, and I was just like, oh God. But that's a topic for another day.
Exactly. And here's the scoop. When you're getting your pantry ready, get your pantry ready. Get your freezers and your refrigerators ready as well. 1 week for one thing, 1 week for another. Get it organized. Don't panic. And like I said, or like Jane said, info@aventuringpsychics.com. If you need any help with anything, if you need any ideas, we're here to help you, not hinder you or not scare you. Just always be aware that your instincts are there for a reason and you should trust them.
Exactly. And I'm just sharing my visions because I feel like I need to. And, and just when you do your pantry, if the food is an investment, just make sure you're storing it correctly. If you buy the flour, just don't dump it on a bag, maybe dump it in a jar or something, just do a little research. Trust yourself.
And always, always, always look at those expiration dates, because sometimes the ones in the front will expire faster than the ones in the back. So it's just how quickly you use an item is when you're going to need it. Also, paper goods, don't forget about that. Do a day worth of paper goods that you need to get into your environment, to your household, to your family. Okay? We're not here to scare you, just here to give you some good advice. And we're not going to leave anybody in the lurch. So our email, our website, aventuringpsychics.com, and that is what we're here for. Okay, everyone?
Yeah. Have a blessed day, everybody.
Enjoy. Bye-bye.